Peace on earth, folks. This is your boy Gemini Moon, the Starseed Healer. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be in regards to the waning moon in Scorpio from April 8th to the 10th. We're coming off the heels of this full moon in Libra, still in the full moon phase, releasing, understanding different things, understanding deeper truths. And I want to get into this read right now, into this energy reading. So the sun is in Aries, so the focus is on identity right now. The focus is on identity and our roles in life, how we see ourselves, and what it is that we feel is necessary to show to other people at this time. What deeper authority are you standing to? How are you using masculine energy to make better changes in your life, to heal? You know, Chiron is in Aries. And with the sun being in Aries, there's a focus on healing your life path. And, you know, this is being brought with triggers. You know, in order to heal, we get triggered. Now, the moon being in Scorpio, Scorpio is the 8th house. Scorpio corresponds, or I should say is the ruler of the 8th house of sex, death, taboo, you know, obsessions, things that are hidden, the occult, money, hidden agendas. The thing about the moon being in the 8th house, the moon doesn't like being there. The moon does not like being in the 8th house. This is like a very much a dark night of the soul type of energy, a dark night of the soul. And this is a time where we have to truly lead with blind faith. The moon is making an opposition to Uranus, which Uranus is the great awakener. He is the mind shifter, the mind opener. Uranus is about awakening, and he's also about karmic reward, cosmic shifts. And so with the moon being opposite Uranus, there is this need to come to resolutions about things, you know, come to a deeper sense of knowing and forgiveness, and to get a hold of your value as an individual, and to really find the sweetness, the sweet spot in the midst of chaos. Moon in Scorpio is very, very chaotic energy, very, very extreme, karmic, very, very, very causal energy. Causal meaning cause and effect. The moon in Scorpio has a deep, deep understanding of cause and effect. And will work, like right now, the moon is blending into the depths of Scorpio. There's this feeling of the moon, especially being opposite of Taurus, of this blending of a process, this process of mixing different solutions, you know what I'm saying? This process of concocting a new formula, taking on a new form. Scorpio deals in very, very psychological, sexually charged processes, you know, and with the moon there in its waning phase, still in the full moon phase, but waning, is helping us to really dance with the darkness. We're integrating the shadow part of ourselves right now, integrating the darkness and learning how to transmute and recreate from this darkness. You know, Scorpio being an opposite of Taurus. You know, Taurus is the value. It's the pleasure. It's what we enjoy. It's our trends. It's our culture. Scorpio is more about hidden culture, hidden aspects of culture, which a lot of people I don't ever really hear anybody saying, you know. With Taurus, it's about the things that we hold, that we uphold, the traditions and the facts and the articles and the how can I say it? What we look to as valuable. You know, Scorpio is here to really regenerate the status quo. It's making also this square to Saturn, with Saturn being in Aquarius, is helping to really help us to reorganize our mind around certain subjects, around certain aspects of humanity that have been hidden for too long. Saturn is here to really collect dividends, to collect its karma, honestly. Saturn is karma and is reward. It does reward in kind as well. But the opposition that the moon is making to Uranus is in a way, it's striking a chord with us. There's something here about some things being understood and collapsing into place, if that makes sense. So take what you will from that. That's how we have to think about and understand things, that things are collapsing into place. Think about everything I just said about Scorpio, the deep obsessions, that's funny, obsessions, the extremes, the darkness, the shadow work, the hidden, the deep psychological processes. This is everything that we're going through as a human race during this COVID-19 pandemic and this quarantine, is this very, very manic, deeper process. And so the moon by the 10th will have made a sextile to both Pluto first and then Jupiter in Capricorn, which Capricorn is all about authority, wisdom, old age, manifestation, material abundance, making decisions based in what is going to serve you in the highest level. So right now there is this new passageway. It's like we're passing through this tunnel of our own wounds and learning how to integrate them to create a new. I think that the thing that people need to understand is Scorpio has a very strong outlook on reality, and Scorpio knows deep in its core that it has value. Scorpio people are very profound, meaningful. It's about what deeper meaning there is, but they're very, very cutting edge. It's a very, very cutting edge energy. It's a very, very deeply sovereign type of energy. Scorpio can be seen as the underdog. It rules Hades. It rules the concept of life and death, regeneration. So there's a deep meaning and purpose that is being, we're elevating. We're starting to elevate by going deeper. You got to go deeper to elevate. So there is this very, very mitosis, osmosis, chemical response. Like our bodies right now, if you're someone who meditates, if you're someone who is deeply in tune with spirituality and who really, really does this right now, if you identify as a light worker, as a star seed, our bodies are going through changes. There is a change. There is a need for change. There is a need to see change right now. There is a need to rise up. The nature of the phoenix, the nature of Scorpio is to die and then be reborn as the phoenix in Sagittarius. And so there's a need to just allow this process to take place and to really push past any limits that you may feel based off of any shame, worry, guilt, jealousy, obsession, possessiveness, control, whatever. There's a higher command. And so we give ourselves away at this time. I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards just to give more of a context and get some answers. I feel like this is a time where people are going to be answering questions themselves. People in a way are going to be answering to themselves. People are starting to, it's like collapse into yourself and awaken from deep within. Really, really stick your heels and your feet into the ground and understand that you are connected to the earth. You are here for a reason and a purpose. There's no time like the present. And there's a need right now to regenerate and recreate. So I don't want to keep this video too long. I want to try to keep it just 15 minutes. And so I'm going to pull from my Power of Love activation card deck. And just ask right now, what is the profound message? What is the message of love? What is a message that we can lean on at this time? As we move through this moon and Scorpio phase with the sun in Aries, we're wanting to move forward, wanting to move bold and courageously in our identity. But there's something that needs to be deeply integrated. There's a part of ourselves, a darkness, a human aspect that maybe has not been seen as human before, that needs to be deeply integrated at this time. What can I tell everyone listening? What can I tell the people? Wow. And I'm getting the same card that I pulled today and that I posted on my Instagram. It says peacefulness. You recognize that balance, kindness, and love bring calmness to your soul. And so I want to go ahead and read from the booklets what it says about that. Okay. It's a sad irony of life that humans can only appreciate the quality of a peaceful existence by experiencing moments of comparative turmoil and conflict. Just as you most value health after an illness, so do you feel most grateful for peace once you have encountered strife. But discord is something that you can learn to avoid. Lucky is the soul who learns this lesson quickly. Confrontation and conflict are not the energy of spirit. Most people in our world are reactors, especially when they are the recipients of any negativity. They align more with an eye for an eye than turn the other cheek. So let me read that one more time. They align more with an eye for an eye, quote unquote, than, quote unquote, turn the other cheek. Unfortunately, they don't realize that this is the worst possible response they could mount. A punitive reaction instantly forces the brain into survival mode, and hormones and chemicals of self-preservation are released into the body, which attempts to rid itself of the foreign invader who broke through the calm of its normal environment. The intensity takes a toll on the mind and body, eventually bringing about a state of dis-ease. This is why it is imperative that you make it a vital part of your daily ritual to return to a state of peaceful bliss and harmony as often as possible. Entering this zone of awareness automatically quiets and resets the brain. If this card often appears in your spread, it would be wise to stick to a meditative schedule daily. So the thing about it is, it's basically saying peace is the answer at this time. The thing about Scorpio is very, very penetrating energy. But the thing about Scorpio is Scorpio knows how to hold its peace. Scorpio will hold its peace. Scorpio people will calculate, and they can be very reactive, but see, the thing about Scorpio is that when you're in a mastered state, when Scorpio is in its mastered state, it doesn't just react, it responds. It responds with tact and with ease and with calculated work. So the thing about the sun being in Aries and this moon being in Scorpio after this Libra full moon is that we're getting a deeper awareness of our true power. Everything I said about Scorpio being chemical, and it being a very reactive, like the moon in Scorpio it doesn't like to be there because it can't just react. So the moon rules our reactions, but the moon in Scorpio has to kind of hold its peace. And so right now we're healing our masculine energy. We're healing our authority. We're healing into authority. I hope this is making sense. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and pull one more card, actually, because now I'm excited. Because I know that this is God. I know that this is the Spirit talking. So let me go ahead and shuffle from my tarot power deck. And I'm going to get out of here. Let me go ahead and shuffle. I just need one more message, one more card. One more card. What is the message? So the message, you guys, is don't be overreactive. Like, don't just react right now. Find the balance, find the peace, right? You know, become more meditative, become more thoughtful right now. You know, find a place to forgive. It's going to be worth it in the end, you know. You find at this time that if you just react out of just sheer impulse, things are not going to work out well. Wow. Wow. And I literally am pulling Scorpio's card, death. Death. Death, death, death. Transformation, change, transmutation. I cannot make this up. Death. I literally pulled the death card, and what I may do is just go ahead and make these my thumbnail, like make these cards my thumbnail, so you guys know I'm not lying. But I don't know, but the death card, peacefulness and death, I mean, we're going through deep change and transition, and the death card indicates change. It eliminates, you know, it helps you to make a decision. It says that there's a willful change happening, accepting and releasing yourself into the flow of cosmic change. This is wisdom. All things must die. Something has to die at this time. A change is coming. An answer is coming that's going to change the course, change your path, change the course of your life. So I'm glad. Like, I cannot believe that. Like, I literally pulled the two cards, the two best cards that I could pull. Peacefulness and death. Wow. So you guys, fall into the arms of Spirit at this time. Take the time to recreate. Use your emotions to recreate, not to attack or to overreact or, you know, just be so reactive.